We're doing science!
Have a little science fun. It's very exciting.
It's so exciting. Ooh! Science is complicated.
And we're gonna see if this works. We're just gonna very gently squeeze these out.
We're doing 2 parts of sparkling wine. That's pretty good.
Oh, this is going right off the rails, folks.
Your boba balls? No! You have a cocktail. I don't know how this video is gonna turn out. This looks delightful. Today has been a lot about trial and error.
Yeah.
Happy accidents. Hello.
Hey everybody. Today we're gonna do something a little like sciencey.
We're doing science.
You get those drinks and you're at the parks and have those little boba, like sugar pearl things on them. We're gonna make those.
That's what they're called. Why quotation marks?
Because they're not really boba, like boba's tapioca.
Oh.
These are like, what do they call them? Sugary bum-
Sugar pearls?
Call them sugar pearls, popping pearls, sugar caviar.
Oh, I love it. We're making sugar caviar today, boys and girls.
Through a process called reverse spherification. Yeah, so basically we're gonna make those things, and it's actually quite simple, I think. We've never done this before, we have not workshopped this at all. All we did was get the 2 key ingredients. One is sodium alginate, which is a powder that is derived from seaweed. So it's kind of like a thickening agent. You can use it in like, almost in place of gelatin. It has a weird texture on your hands.
Yeah, I'm just confirming.
And then we have calcium lactate, powdered calcium mineral. Like, it's very exciting.
It's so exciting.
And we've seen these everywhere, right? Like,
Oh my god, like the night blossom, everywhere.
on
Literally,
coleslaw. We saw it on coleslaw.
Oh, yeah.
We figured we might as well try making these things. Have a little science fun. So the first thing that we did, take this sodium alginate. We basically did a 2% solution. So 2 grams in 1 liter of water. It may have been 5. So basically you're gonna put some sodium alginate in water. We're gonna put the recipe down here when I figure it out what that percentage was. I wanna say 2%, because I think it was like 2 grams per liter. Or was it 5? It was either 2 or 5. Probably neither. Basically what we did was we took a liter of water, we put our sodium alginate in there, and we hit it with the immersion blender.
I'm leaving that in.
We took our sodium alginate and put it in a liter of water, and then we hit it with this guy. And what has to happen is there's like bubbles on top, and the bubbles will just all kind of eventually dissipate. You need to give that some time. It could be a few hours, it could be an entire day. This took an entire day for all the bubbles to be gone. So now we have this fine substance here that you're gonna be looking at. So that's step 1, pretty easy peasy, right? The next step is to take the calcium lactate and put it into your flavored liquid. All we're using is straight up sugary Hawaiian Punch.
Plus pineapple juice left over from our Dole Whip.
Yeah, so we have 1 natural ingredient, that's great. So now the next step is to take the calcium lactate, dissolve it into our liquids, and this, I know for sure, is a 2% solution.
We are going to measure out half a teaspoon of our calcium lactate and stir it into each of our fruit punch juices.
Half a teaspoon is 2 grams, and we are using a 2% solution. So, 2 grams per 100 milliliters of your liquid.
Hence the science.
There it is, 2%.
That's where the science comes in. Okay, so we are getting half a teaspoon of our calcium lactate. This is hard to do with gloves on. There's also no actual application for the gloves other than me feeling silly. Like you don't, ooh.
Ah.
Okay, now we're gonna take our immersion blender and we're gonna shake it up.
You want to try to get that as dissolved as you can. So you really want to hit it pretty good. We're going to set this thing aside because we want those bubbles to dissolve. And then we're going to go on to... We have no idea if this is going to work, so...
No clue.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't work, we're going to try to do something to make it work.
Exactly. That's the fun of the kitchen.
So here's where we are. The red and green liquid looking pretty good. Blue liquid looking pretty good. The pineapple juice looks like beer right now, so we're not sure why that is so frothy, because it literally is the exact same measurement as the other, so it could have something to do with some of those natural sugars in there versus these very highly processed drinks. So the next step is to take our syringes right here, fill them with said liquid, and then dropping them here into our sodium alginate bath, where they're going to spherificate, whatever, and then they're gonna go here into a water bath. Those are the steps. Here we go.
Boom.
Now we're gonna go into our sodium alginate bath just with some little drops here. And there are all kinds of things that affect this. The height from which you drop.
I don't think it's making bubbles.
I don't think our juices were viscous enough, so I'm gonna throw together a blueberry compote, and we're gonna see if this works for our spherification. So this is just some blueberries, probably about 2 cups, along with about 1/4 cup of sugar, and then 2 tablespoons of water. No, the irony is not lost on me that I'm currently making a blueberry compote that we're gonna turn into spheres. Science stuff. I've made the blueberry compote and I'm actually now just running it through a sieve, so that way we have just a nice viscous blueberry compote. And we're gonna try something a little different this time. So we're gonna let those bubbles settle and we're gonna try this.
So listen, science is complicated.
Quite.
Sometimes things work out perfectly, and other times they work out, like this.
Yes. What we found was the fruit juices that we were using just weren't viscous enough to actually hold when we were dropping them into the sodium alginate bath. So then we found like the greatest breakthrough in this whole project, actual natural fruit in the form of a blueberry compote that we then added the calcium lactate to. So I had 100 milliliters of the blueberry compote that I made, along with about 3 grams of the calcium lactate, and this really did seem to work. Ironically enough, actual fresh fruits and things like that work better here because they're just naturally more viscous.
But that's sometimes what you have to do in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes things don't turn out and you're like, what else do I have? You know?
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Let's do it.
Let's do this. Let's make some of these. So now we take our syringe, we fill it with wonderful blueberry compote, draw in as much as we can. And now from a reasonable height, I'm gonna call this a 6-inch drop. We're just gonna very gently squeeze these out. And let them fall into the water bath. You want to try to not get them all over each other. And you want to let these sit in there for about 30 seconds. Give them a nice little gentle toss, kind of like they're in like a little wave pool. And you're just kind of lapping over them with it here, just to get them spinning around. That's gonna help them form their shape and hold it. And these will need about 30 seconds or so to solidify in the sodium alginate. And then what you wanna do, using a slotted spoon as best you can, you wanna lift them out and then just drop them into a water bath just to wash off that solution that's there. And that is a great bit of molecular gastronomy. We're gonna do something with these, right, Angela? What are we gonna do?
Oh, stay tuned, guys, because in like 3, 2, 1, we thought it'd be fun to make a cocktail. Yeah.
This part of the video is parent friendly.
So this is the scariest part for me. I don't know why I've still got my scientist costume on. All right, so let me just move everything breakable out of my way. We did it! All right, so we're doing 2 parts of sparkling wine to 1 part pineapple juice, which is left over from our Dole Whip recipe. So let's get in there. Okay, So whatever, that's good. And then that's a little bit. That's like half and half that I just did. But whatever, because we're gonna add some more sparkling wine at the end too. Okay, and then we're gonna throw in some chunks because why not? Let's say we're adding about a cup of chunks. And then you put your lid on the blender. I'm laughing because I'm actually having a hard time seeing and feeling.
My favorite part is that her scientist gloves are actually just household cleaning gloves.
I washed them. I haven't used them for chlorine cleaning. Alright. And then you blend it up. I swear we're not drunk. And then you pulse it. That's pretty good. And then you pour it. Oh boy. Alright, listen. This has been fun, but now we're getting serious? Is any of this usable?
I don't know, we'll see.
Okay, so listen, this lid's gonna come flying off. So I like to do a generous portion. Oh, too generous. Because I don't know if any of the blending like cut the fizz out. Thank you. You're gonna add a little bit more. Because, ooh, okay. That's, like I said, generous. Okay, so you're gonna add a little bit more. Okay. And then your assistant is gonna take care of the blocking because you're literally blocking everything.
Oh, this is going right off the rails, folks.
And then you're gonna take some of your boba balls. It sounded like I said. Okay, I'd say this is a generous serving of boba pearls. And you put them, no! Gosh darn it. Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna try gently laying them down on the surface. Okay, all right, listen, we're getting somewhere. Gotta be gentle, gentle. And voila!
There it is.
25 minutes later, you have a cocktail. I swear I haven't had any
Top
alcohol.
bottle is just open. None of this has been consumed yet.
No, all right. To your health.
To your health.
So listen, maybe just have some with champagne and don't go through the blending.
Can we try an alternate?
Today has been a lot about trial and error,
Yes.
a lot about learning,
Yes.
happy accidents.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot today.
We've learned so much today, which is why I think I'm gonna publish the video instead of scrapping it.
Yes.
That being said, that last cocktail that I made was, so Nick had a genius idea. I'm gonna let him go ahead and take over.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with some pineapple juice. Just a little bit of pineapple, let you know that it's there. And then, depending on the kind of day it's been, go with quite a bit of bubbly. So now we're just gonna finish them with some of our pearls.
Ooh.
And there is your pineapple mimosa with blueberry boba pearls. Popping pearls, whatever you call them.
This looks delightful.
There you go.
Cheers.
Enjoy, make things at home, try new things, try weird food science, it's a lot of fun.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more. How is it?
It's actually amazing. You get a little bit of champagne, a little bit of the pineapple, then you gotta take those blueberry pearls and just kind of mash them down a little bit. It's delicious.
That's a lot of fun. I really like the popping with the fizz.
Fizz pop.
Fizz pop. See you next time.
Bye. Fizz a pop.